I am doing this video because there was I bought a book. It's like a game, and it's called Thousand Year Vampire. And so I bought it, and then I watched videos on YouTube about how to play it or how to do it, the mechanics of it. And I didn't like any of the videos. So basically, it's you use this book with some dice and you create a vampire story. Well, all of the videos I saw on this were kind of funny. It's like the people who were telling the vampire story were kind of more performing for the camera, the video, the clicks. And so the vampire stories were kind of silly, and I didn't like that. So what I did is I finally did it. And my story came out a lot different than theirs. And so what this video is for is I'm not going to get into the mechanics of how to do Thousand-Year-Old Vampire. I'm just going to tell you my story. And I'm going to tell you the pages. So basically you roll dice and you take the number and it tells you what page to go to. So I'm going to tell you the page. So I'm going to tell you my story. Here's my story from what I got from it. So I started my character. I named him Flaming Dragon because I thought that was funny. If you know what that's from, Flaming Dragon. He was he's about a 20-year-old fisherman, poor in China in 1075 AD. And he was fishing one day, and he had a crane, a bird that was always with him. And anyways, he was fishing one day, and this kind of sea hag, sea witch, grabbed him and dragged him under the water. And next thing he knows, he wakes up on the shore of this pond, and he now is a vampire. So I didn't want to do the classical vampire, a vampire bites of it. I don't want to do that. So he wakes up as a vampire. This witch, sea hag, turned him into a vampire. So that's basically page 1 of the book, or a creation of the character. Page 1 said you have to kill somebody. So I was living with my 2 parents and a friend. So I had my blood craze, and now I'm a vampire. I don't know what to do. I end up killing my father, and then you roll the dice. So that went into, I rolled into page, and my mark was I had fangs. So anyways, I become this witch sea hag, drags me in the water, turns me into a vampire. I don't know what I'm doing. I kill my father. I then run into the mountains. So now I'm on page 2. I ran into the mountains and hide in a abandoned cave where I feed on bats and squirrels. I then roll the dice, go to page 7. My ability, so I had to give myself an ability, and I thought this was kind of cool. So I gave myself the ability to where I can mildly control water, specifically rain clouds. My thought was, when you look up in the clouds and you see shapes, you're like, oh, that's a rabbit, or oh, it's Godzilla, right? My vampire's ability, because he was made by a sea witch, he has the ability to he can actually concentrate and turn the clouds into that shape, like a rabbit or whatever. So, and he can kind of manipulate water, but not in a big overpowered. He's learning. So I have the ability to move rain clouds. Roll the dice, go to page 4. Hunters find me, and I run. I kill the hunters, and while on the road, I meet up with a woman named Water. Sure, why not? I named her Water. Who goes with me. I roll the dice. Page 4. Roll the dice to page 7. Along the road, some people sense that some people, as her, Water, and I are walking down the road, some people notice something's off about me, and so does she. She doesn't quite know something's up, but she suspects. I roll the dice. Page 11. To help my hunger, right? Because something's wrong with me. She isn't quite sure. She somehow has a way of calming me, and then as she's calming me, just basically existing, I then show her how I have the ability to change the clouds. So picture Twilight. Yeah, we're going there type of scene, lying in the fields, and then my vampire is able to move the clouds, and that's when she goes, oh, something is different with them. So I reveal what I am to her. Roll the dice. Page 10. 100 years go by. Sure, 100 years go by. It turns out that soon after I had shown Water what I was, we went into a village and she disappeared. She's just gone. She basically was like, hey, I'm gonna go over here, and I was like, okay, and then she never came back. So basically I was just left alone 100 years later now. Roll the dice, page 15. After 100 years, I travel to Japan, where I'm attacked by a mountain spirit made of fire. Page 16. A samurai hunts and attacks me. I kill him. Roll the dice. Page 13. The family of the samurai become my servants, and I live on their land. I don't know, it's like a shame thing. I don't know. So the samurai hunts me, I kill him, his family becomes my servants. Roll the dice. Page 11. While on the land, I take up riding horses, and it calms me at night, right? So now I'm riding horses, and I learn to control my bloodlust. And I forget how I was made a vampire. So over the course of these 100 years, I forget how I became a vampire. I have no memory of it. Roll the dice, page 19. Two village businessmen, I'm a samurai in a village, right? Two village businessmen are fighting over land. They come to me, and I remove them as owners. Basically, I take over their business. They're quarreling. They come to me. I'm like the judge, I guess, and I say, well, how about if you two are fighting over a business, I own your business. You now work for me. So I just take it. Like a bully, right? I just take it. Roll the dice. Page 24. Years pass, and I meet a woman named Tayo. She names me Kindness, or Shinsetsu. So I meet a woman named Tayo, and she gives me a new name. I roll the dice, page 30. Things have become so busy that I forget how to hunt. Basically I get so comfortable, I just become lazy. Roll the dice, page 26. While riding in the mountains with Tayo, my horse slips, because now we're riding horses right at night. My horse slips, and we fall down a cliff. I am left dying at the bottom of a cliff. Tayo climbs down to help and rescue me. In blind fear of death, I latch onto her and drain her of her blood. I panic, drip some of my blood into her mouth, and bury her. I sit by the grave until she climbs out that night. So I turn her into a vampire. Roll the dice. Page 25. Tayo despises what she has become, and for me turning her. She refuses to drink human blood, and so she makes us drink from the farm animals. Roll the dice, page 32. Due to only having animal blood, Tayo, who is a new vampire, begins to lose her mind. She hates herself and wants to tell the village about our secret. I forbid her from leaving the farm. She tells a little girl who works on the farm, because remember I have a family with me, so she tells one of the little girl. She tells a little girl what we are. So I drag the little girl and throw her into the basement. And tell Tayo that if she tries to run away or save the little girl, I will kill them both and every child in the village. Tayo keeps the little girl alive. I feed on her. So now I got a little girl trapped in the basement and I'm feeding on her. Page 34. Oh, and by the way, this book will make you do things you don't want to do. But the point of the book even says, like, hey, you might get uncomfortable, but do it. You know, it's part of the game. Page 34. Tayo tries to escape with the little girl. I attack them. As I'm about to kill them, I tell them to leave, and in rage, I light the house on fire. The samurai family that serves me and Tayo leave. So I burn everything down. Page 31. I bury myself deep under the ashes and sleep for another 100 years. So now we're 200 plus years into my vampire. Page 31. I dig myself out and discover the descendants of the family that served me, samurai family, that served me have returned to the village. They have built a small castle, and I become friends with the ruler named Yashin. He teaches me calligraphy and kanji. So I wake up, then I'm like, oh, okay. Page 35. I find the descendants of Tayo are still here. One of them looks just like her. She is depressed, so I teach her how to ride a horse. She is happy. Page 33. I write a book of poems about my time living in the mountains of China. It is famous as a bedtime story for children. I leave out all the supernatural aspects and vampire parts of it. I didn't write down the page. So another page. Hanabera. Who's that? Hanabera means, the descendant of Tayo, the girl, the one who looks just like Tayo, says she has heard whispers in her dreams about the meaning and history of my book and poems. She believes me to be an evil thing mentioned in her family history. She calls me vampire. So something has been whispering into this woman's mind, saying like, hey, that guy's a vampire. Page 35. To keep my hunger still a secret, I feed on travelers and bury them in the same mass grave I used to bury the farm animals over 100 years ago. Page 23. Now that I am older, 200 years older, I control weather. I show her, the descendant of Tayo, I show her how I create storms, and I can control the raindrops to irrigate the fields. I create rivers and ponds. Page 25. She convinces me to stop killing and drinking people. I go back to animals, but it weakens my power and my ability to create storms. Page 28. Page 28. Water returns. So 200 years ago, I met this lady, and then she left me in the village, right? She just disappeared. 200 years later, she shows up. So what happened? She tells me that she she tells me that she abandoned me because she was afraid of me. While she was on the road, she was attacked by robbers and left for dead. A gypsy found her dying, and she could sense that she had been in the presence of a vampire, me. So she turned her into a demon. She cursed her. So now water, for the past 200 years, has been wandering around. So why is she now in Japan? She's now in Japan because the Mongols are invading. And she had been on the ships invading Japan. While here in Japan, during the Mongol invasion, she found my book of poems and recognized my stories immediately. And she has been the one whispering into the one woman's dreams. Now she is here to watch the village burn. Yeah. Okay, so page 27. The village is... So the Mongols are attacking. The village is evacuated and we go into the mountains. Page 23. As the Mongols attack, Yashin, the gentleman that I knew from the village, and the descendant of Tayo, the female, they let me drink from them. I kill them, and with their blood, I'm able to, I gain power. I flood the village and then leave everyone behind. So basically the Mongols are attacking. I drink from these two people sacrifice themselves so I can gain their power from their blood. And then I control the weather and I flood the village, killing the Mongols. And then, yeah, page 23. As the Mongols attack, oh, never mind. Okay, so page 20. I leave. I make my way to the beach and stow away on a fleeing merchant ship. So I'm trying to get out of there because now people know something's up. Oh, by the way, yeah. So in total, this took me 9 hours. These are my notes. This is 9 hours of story. Page 21. While on the ship, I see a little boy holding on to my book of poems. He is scared and alone. I comfort him, but then the Mongol ships attack and blow up the ship. I'm drifting on a piece of... So they blow up the ship I'm on, and I find the little boy injured and drowning. I grab him and bring him back to this... I save him. So I find him, I find the little boy, but then he dies. And as the sun comes up, I begin to burn, right? Because I'm a vampire. And so I just kind of drift down into the depths, into the water. Page 27. I wake up on the shore and some Japanese fishermen have found me. I don't know who they are, and a monk suspects me of not being human, and so I escape. Page 23. I return to the flooded village where I used to live and find it in ruins. I find Tayo's descendant, the female. I find her body, and I rip a piece of fabric from her kimono and leave. As I'm leaving, page 18. As I'm leaving, I begin feeding on the bodies of the Mongols and villagers, because there's corpses everywhere, over the course of days to gain my power back. So now I'm feeding on corpses. So rumors spread. Everyone hears about this ghoul, right? This vampire. So everyone starts to leave. I go back into the village, take some money and jewels, and I leave. Page 12. Martial law is declared. So the Mongols are beaten back, I guess. So page 12. Martial law is declared. I use up all of my money to get past the guards and customs. I find a smuggler and leave Japan. So I get on a ship and I'm finally leaving. Page 10. In the cargo hold of the ship, I find a simple brass magnifying glass. It gives off a powerful energy that I cannot exactly explain. I keep it. And I base that on an actual item that I have. Oh, and I remember this because on page 10, it basically gives you a magical item. It says if you find an item and you make up whatever the item is. And if you can hold on to it till the end of the story, if you still have this magnifying glass or whatever item you pick, you can change the ending of the story. And I was like, ooh. So there you go. My magical item. Page 9. While on the ship, I feed on the crew and when we're in ports. So like Dracula on the Demeter. Page 8. While Indonesia, I wanted to go to Skull Island. I love King Kong, so I was like, I'm going to have the ship go to Skull Island, which is in the vicinity of Indonesia. So while in Indonesia, I encounter a moon goddess, another immortal. She tells me that I am filth and that I need to leave. While heading back to the ship, and I head back to the ship. Page 3. The smuggler finds out that I'm a vampire and decides to help me. He gives me a crate in the cargo hold to keep prisoners and food. Page 6. A crew member named Stupid. I named him Stupid because basically the book was saying I'm getting a Renfield. I'm getting a minion, which I don't want. So I named him Stupid. A crew member named Stupid pledges allegiance to me and helps me. Page 13. More people find out about me, and the crew becomes a cult of pirates. We attack for treasure and blood for me. Yeah, so basically, the entire crew finds out that I'm a vampire, and they're like, that's awesome. And they basically start worshiping me. So now, I'm a vampire pirate with a crew. They're not vampires, but they just worship me. It's like a cult. Page 17. While attacking a ship, I become fed up with the chase and order it to be sunk. No treasure is saved. And we watch... Oh, yeah. So basically, we're attacking a ship, and I just get fed up, and I just say, you know what? Just sink it. And we just destroy the ship. And all the people... It was like a passenger type of ship. So men, women, children. I'm just tired of it. Page 19. A man survives the sinking and is saved by a passing ship and vows vengeance against me. So some man survived. Page 22. A child is raised on my ship, and now 10 years pass, and he becomes my second in command. His name is Cross. I just named him Cross. So now I have a friend, I guess. Page 16. The survivor of when I sunk that ship 10 years ago, that man who vowed vengeance, fast forward 10 years now, that man has a fleet of ships and is hunting me. And he has a hunter whose name is Wrath. So now I'm being hunted down. Page 18. I am hunted down, so they find me. So I'm hunted down, and my ship is blown up. My crew is scattered. Me and Cross, my friend, we run. I forge papers, and we escape to another ship. Page 19. I find some of my crew members hiding in the jungle and convince them to attack the hunter's ships that are anchored in the bay. They row to the ships at night and attack. While my crew is attacking, me and Cross escape and leave them. During that attack, the man who vowed vengeance upon me, the survivor from 10 years ago, he is killed. Page 23. Months later, Cross and I are in Egypt. I wanted to go to Egypt. We're in Alexandria, Egypt. I am exploring, and he stays in our lodging. When I come back, I find that Cross is dead, and Wrath has left a message saying, "I found you." Page 22. Oh, page 22. I've lost everything. My vampire has lost everything. And I blame the dock master for telling Wrath where I was. Page 20. Over years, I manipulate people and eventually create a shipping business along the Nile. So now I'm a business owner. When I have enough wealth and power, I have a lighthouse built of gold, obsidian, and silver along the shore. It is a billboard, with my name put in it. It is a billboard for Wrath to find and kill me. So I become rich, I start a business, I become rich, and I build this giant lighthouse, which basically is saying, like, I'm here, come get me. Page 19. Rivals to my shipping business turn on me and use politics and gossip to... so I lose my business. I ran out of Alexandria. But the lighthouse remains. Page 17. I go hiding in the light because I'm a vampire in Egypt, right? It's a lot of sunlight. So I lose my business and now I'm hiding in my lighthouse. While hiding in the lighthouse, a married woman finds and helps me. I tell her what I am, and she allows me to drink from her. We fall in love. Her name is Cielo. The Roman Empire is in Alexandria, so she's Roman, or she's Italian. We're just saying Roman. Page 16. Her husband finds the bite marks on her and gets hunters to hunt me down. So she hides me in their own house. So she gets me out of the lighthouse and takes me back to her place and hides me in their house. Page 22. While hiding in their house, I become distant and I begin using her feelings for me to manipulate her to keep me hidden and safe. Toxic. I'm just toxic to her. I'm using her love. That's horrible. Page 26. One night, while searching the docks for victims, so at night I guess I go roaming the docks, I hear a whisper in my head and I'm told to go to a certain ship. I walk onto the ship and find the entire crew is slaughtered. And standing there is Tayo. Tayo is the female from Japan. So God, now she's what, 100 years old now? Is there? I tell her, so I see a vamp, I see Tayo, but I tell her I don't. So she says, "Do you remember me?" And I tell her, "Look, I'm so old, I don't have a clue who you are." So I don't remember her. She laughs and hands me an Aztec death whistle. Because I actually have one. She hands me this. She tells me to sail west. Oh, so yeah, so she tells me, hey, go to basically South America, Central America, whatever, because I guess she's been there. She's like, go there and you'll be worshipped as a god. Page 23. The Roman Empire falls. I travel west, killing like a god. So I guess I leave Egypt and now I'm heading west. I'm gonna make it to the Americas, or they're not the Americas now, but anyways. So I go west and I basically become a serial killer. Page 36. It takes me decades to go through Europe. And over the course of these decades, I slip into madness. Last page. Page 44. While I'm murdering people in the mountains of Spain, so I've made my way from Egypt up to Spain. Tayo shows up again, and she tells me, and she's heard rumors about me, about this god, serial killer, and she says I owe her. So she says, give me something. Basically, you've become a legend because I told you to go west. Now you owe me something. And so I have to give her my magnifying glass, which was going to be the object to let me rewrite the ending of my story. But I had to give it to her. Like the instructions in the book say, like, if you give it to an immortal, so I lose this. I give this to her. And I lose my ability to change the ending of my story, which sucked because I thought about cheating, but I was like, nah, I got to do it. Book says to do it, I'm going to do it. Not that I played this game like really strict, but I don't want to cheat, right? I'll adjust as needed, but I don't want to cheat. There's a difference. So I lose my magnifying glass, my magical item. Page 43. Page 43. It turns out that as I've been killing through Europe, I've been leaving my mark on the bodies in kanji, in Japanese kanji. Page 45. My eyes begin to glow. That's a mark. My eyes now glow. Page 48. I'm at the Straits of Gibraltar. I'm at the Straits of Gibraltar, and I dive into the water to sleep. Because remember, a sea witch made me. So I've always kept this kind of ability to control water. So my vampire sleeps under the waves. If there's water, that's where he sleeps. So I'm at the Straits of Gibraltar, the Rock of Gibraltar, and I dive in to sleep. Where I enter page 48, where I enter a deep sleep and I enter a dream world to Atlantis. So what page is this? Page 48 was like, basically your vampire goes to sleep and you can be in a dream world and you can basically create a brand new character, brand new life, another story. So I was like, what? So my vampire goes to sleep under the waves of Gibraltar, and now my character is in Atlantis. Sure. Why not? And I name him, how do you pronounce it? Durare? It means, I named my new vampire Pain. I looked up the word pain in Romanian, and it's durare. I named him Pain in Romanian in Atlantis. And my new life is now I am a vampire in charge of keeping Castle Mirror on the edge of the Atlantean Empire, protected from the evil hordes and creatures that try to invade our lands. So now I'm like in charge of a outpost working for the Atlantean Empire. The leader of the evil armies, the bad guys, is an evil sorcerer. And I was like, oh, who's going to be my evil sorcerer? So I named him Hordak. If you don't know who that is, it's a character from He-Man and She-Ra. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to have this dude. This dude's the bad guy. He's attacking the Atlanteans. Don't ask why I have this. That's the bad guy. Yeah, and my liaison to the Atlantean government. So now I'm in charge of a castle, an outpost, basically keeping the hordes back. In my liaison with the government, because the book said, what page was this? Whatever, page 10, I guess. Anyways, so I needed to create another character, and I was like, okay, so I've already created the bad guy, right? I was like, so now I want to create a friend. So I was like, who am I gonna have? So this is the book, that 1,000-Year-Old Vampire. I put the sticker on the front cover as a joke. Although I really did have this sticker, so it's not really that funny. Unless you're laughing at me. Anyways, so I put this as a joke, because look how huge this thing is. Look. And so I was like, you know what? So as I was playing the game, I was like, I'm going to put her in my... So this is Morrigan, if you don't know. It's from a video game, Darkstalkers, or Vampire Savior. Anyways, so I put her in my story. And she is my... How long is this? Oh, dear God. She's my liaison with the government, the Atlanteans. Okay, page 12. I am betrayed by a captain of the guard. He lets assassins in the castle and locks me in the castle as a hostage. Page 17. I challenge him to a duel. I win the duel, and he... to deal with... Oh, okay. So I challenge the guy, so I'm basically, I get punked. I get locked in the castle. I'm betrayed. We lose the outpost, but then I challenge the guy to the betrayer, captain of the guard, to a duel, and I win. And so they have to leave the castle. Page 24. I lose more of my memories, because remember, this is now I'm in a dream. So now I'm losing the longer I'm in this dream in Atlantis, right? I'm losing memories from my real life, because I'm sleeping at the bottom in the waves of Gibraltar, the Straits of Gibraltar. So as all this is going on, I'm losing memory. I'm forgetting who I am. I'm getting lost in this dream. Page 29. The ruler of the Atlantean Empire blames me for losing the castle and banishes me to the evil hordes. So basically, I lose the castle, I get it back, but the king of Atlantis is like, yo, punk, you shouldn't have lost it in the first place, and I'm banished to the evil lands, to his lands. I change my name and attempt to hide in the... Yes, now I'm a good guy in the bad guy's land, and I'm just trying to survive. Page 32. Morrigan secretly finds me, and she gives me a way to talk to her. Like, basically, she gives me like a telepathic link to her. So even though I'm all alone, if need be, I can contact her. She hasn't given up on me, basically. She hasn't abandoned me. And she gives me a sword of silver and obsidian. Page 38. I'm almost done, by the way. Page 38. Over time, the hostility takes over me, and I become more animal than human. So now I'm out in the Badlands, and I'm flipping out, and I'm becoming more of an animal. Page 41. I forget my name, and I start forgetting things more. So now I'm just slipping into some crazy, I'm an animal. Page 47. I come upon a village, and I come upon a village where the people are being hunted by a Wendigo. If you don't know what a Wendigo is, it's like a cannibal. It's like a werewolf cannibal, because yeah. So this village is being hunted. So I tell them I will protect them. You know, you take care of me, I'll take care of you. But what you find out is I had already killed the Wendigo, and I've been the one killing the villagers. So the Wendigo is dead, but I don't tell them that. Like, I just go out, I'll kill a villager, and then I'll be like, and then I'll leave the body, and then someone will be like, oh no, the Wendigo killed. And I'll be like, let me go, and I'll go out into the Badlands, and then I'll come back, be like, oh, it got away. But actually, it's me. The Wendigo, I killed it a long time ago. I'm killing the villagers. Page 51. I begin hunting animals and travelers on the nearby roads. I even hunt the soldiers from the evil Horde army. So now I'm just hunting everything. Page 56. I begin construction of a workshop to fabricate. Oh, so the book, because I was like, I don't know what to do with this. So basically, I get this idea that there's ley lines, there's magic, like roads, like invisible ley lines, if you know what those are. Basically, I come up with this idea that we can develop some type of magical crystal, I don't know, technology to where you can make hang gliders. And you can basically use these, because the Badlands are swamps and there's monsters and everything. But now I've come up with this idea to where I think I can make basically a magical hang glider. You can get a hang glider, you know, kite, a big kite. You can get on this kite, and it can channel the magic that runs through the Badlands, and you can just use it like you can travel on it. You know, you're like 50 feet in the air, safe, and we can start transportation. Now page 62. I fall asleep in the open, and when I wake up, I realize I'm old and strong enough to stay in the sun. Oh, so I find out accidentally that in this dream, I can now stay in the sunlight because it's not real, right? It's my dream. So the sunlight no longer affects me. Page 67. I become more feral and crazy, animal-like, and I start forgetting how to even read and write. An elderly villager teaches me. So I can't think, right? I can't use tools anymore because I'm just flipping out. And then this old man is a teacher, and he begins helping me. Page 71. Morrigan tells me telepathically that Morrigan sends me a message saying that this dude is dead. The main bad guy has been assassinated by the king's assassins. The bad guy's just lost. The war is over. So, yeah, the war's over. So weeks later, So weeks go by, and Morrigan shows up to my village with a letter stating that I am no longer banned from the Atlantean Empire. So now that the war is over, the king is like, all right, he can come back. Page 70. I arrive back at the castle, the outpost where I was, and I am attacked and bullied. So I come back, and instead of being a warm welcome, the guards remember me, and they're like, you're a little punk, you're a little, yeah, they just hate me. Page 76. The Atlantean Empire, so now the bad guys have been defeated. Page 76. The Atlantean Empire is now the biggest and wealthiest it has ever been. And as it gains power, mutinies begin. And there begins fighting. So the Atlantean Empire, the good guys win, but now greed sets in. And now other people want power. They're like, hey, we're so successful, I want this. So now there's infighting, right? So now there's basically a civil war. So the Atlantean Empire is the greatest it's ever been, and now people want a piece of it, and now there's civil wars breaking out. Morrigan leaves. Yeah, so Morrigan flees. She gets out of there. I am captured, and so I'm in the castle. I'm captured and staked to a giant ballista. I'm caught, and I'm staked to a. I can't see. I'm staked to a giant wheel, and they cut my head off. As soon as they cut my head off, I wake up. From the dream, because remember, this Atlantis thing was all a dream. I wake up in the bottom of the Gibraltar, the waves of Gibraltar. I wake up out of my dream. I then swim to the surface. I look to the west. Because remember, I was supposed to go to the Aztecs, to the Mayans, the Toltecs. I look to the west, and then instead, I head east. I head back to where I came from. Because I'm going back to Alexandria to find Cielo, the Italian lady that I treated absolutely horribly. I'm going back to find her. A few decades have passed, but I still wish to see her, no matter what becomes of me. The end. That's the ending. So I decided, because I could have had my character go west, which sounds all cool, but I thought, no, this dude's pretty toxic. I was like, instead of him going to adventure, he's going back to basically torture this woman that he loves. So there you go. So that was about 9 hours of me playing. These are my notes. One page, another page, and then the final page. So that was my story.